Hi everyone, it's Marco Brown. I'm actually coming to you from my bathroom right now. I'm giving my son Teddy a bath, but I thought I'd talk about this new directive that came out from Governor Herbert just a few minutes ago. It's the COVID-19 directive, kind of telling us to stay at home and how we should deal with the issue of COVID-19 right now in Utah. And as I understand the directive, after having read it, these are minimum standards for the state of Utah as a whole. So this is kind of a soft directive, but it has some things in it and some things that might affect custody and parent time for people. So I thought I'd go over this with you. Mostly it's about the travel restrictions. So travel, there's a section called travel in here, and it states limit travel to only essential travel. That's paragraph 1. Then paragraph 2 says essential travel means travel to, and it has a whole bunch of subparagraphs. And the two that really apply to divorced people and people that are sharing parent time and custody are subparagraphs 2B and 2C. So 2B says essential travel means travel to care for a family member or friend in the same household or another household, including transporting family members or friends. So you have a kid, obviously a member of your household and another household, so you can care for them, go back and forth between the two households. I think you're totally fine there. That gives you the ability to travel to pick up your kids and to exchange parent time and custody. And then 2C says essential travel means travel to transport a child according to existing parent time schedules or other visitation schedules pertaining to a child in need of protective services. Now, unfortunately, this paragraph is actually pretty poorly written. Transport a child according to existing parent time schedules. If they just stopped it there, then it would be really simple to interpret and be totally fine. But when it puts on or other visitation schedules pertaining to a child in need of protective services, the protective services part is where I'm not quite sure what the governor means. So I don't think protective services applies to both clauses in the sentence. I think the protective services only applies to the last clause in the sentence. So schedules pertaining to a child in need of protective services and the other visitation schedule. I think that's what he's talking about. So I don't think the protective services goes back to the first clause, the existing parent time schedules clause. So the way I read this is two separate independent clauses: transport a child according to existing parent time schedules, comma, that's one clause, that's one distinct thing. And then other visitation schedules pertaining to a child in need of protective services is a totally different deal, just talking about protective services. And Clay, yeah, it may mean protective orders, maybe, although that seems kind of an odd way to state that. He may mean DCFS and CPS. Children in DCFS and CPS custody. I think that's probably what he's going for instead of under protective orders, because that would just be an existing parenting time schedule, because you have parent time schedules in protective orders. So I think that would be an odd way to phrase that. So I think he's talking about DCFS or CPS orders and children in supervised custody, but I'm not entirely sure. It's a government document. It's not terribly well written. That's just kind of the thing. That's fine. But if C doesn't apply, 2B, paragraph 2B certainly applies. Care for a family member or a friend in the same household or another household, including transporting family members or friends. So that allows you to transport friends that you're looking after. It allows you to transport family members, even those in another household. So under B, you're totally fine. I think under C, you're completely fine as well, even though it's a little obtuse. So what that means is, don't be messing with parent time and custody at this point. Those things need to go on like they normally go on. You need to work together. You need to communicate. I say this all the time. The judges, the commissioners, the politicians want you to work together as family members to maintain parent time schedules and maintain custody schedules. So you really need to do that. Have extraordinarily good communications during this period of time. I think that is really about it when it comes to custody and parent time and the directive itself. It also has, talks about a lot of other things in here. Time spent outside, you can still go outside, you can still work, you can still do all these things. But that's a little off topic here. For the custody and parent time, I think we're all good. This definitely gives us room to maintain the schedules that we have at this point. And I would hope that attorneys do not try to use this as a means of getting one up in cases, and I really hope that parents do not use this as a means, the coronavirus as a means of getting one up in cases. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think judges and commissioners are absolutely going to come down hard on you if you do that kind of stuff. Probably giving, not jail time, but obviously giving make-up parent time to the other parent, or giving attorney's fees for messing around with these things. I think all of that stuff is on the table, and all of that stuff should be on the table. You need to work together during this period of time so both of the parents are involved and both of the parents are with the kids. So if anybody has any questions about this video was live, but you can ask questions and I will answer them as best I can. If you want to read this, just Google Utah COVID-19 Directive, Gary Herbert, and it'll come up and you can read it for yourself. Again, it's the travel section, paragraph 2B and 2C. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.